Peter King reports the Texans are considering passing on a quarterback with that number 2 overall pick. The idea being instead they'd select Alabama pass rusher Will Anderson with that pick, then take a quarterback with their 12th overall selection. According to King, quote, I've heard this about Houston GM Nick Caserio. Very conservative. If he doesn't love a quarterback at 2, he's not going to force it. All right, Shannon, would this be the right move or the wrong move for the Texans?
Wrong move. Not having a quarterback isn't conservative. It's stupid. Skip, they make it. I can see, Skip, if this was like last year, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was, he was only one quarterback that was rated in the first round.
Yep.
And he went 20th. You got to go way back. This is the first time a quarterback came outside of the top 10. In 2013, E.J. Manuel was 16th. Geno Smith was 39th. So let me ask you this. Let's just say for the sake of argument. Myles Garrett, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, all in the draft. You think Myles Garrett going over, and all these guys are coming out, and just as they were rated coming out, you think Myles Garrett going over any one of them? Absolutely not. You always take the guy that can produce the points, because that's how you win.
Yeah.
So I can see, Skip, if all these quarterbacks, if Will Anderson, but I'm not taking Will Anderson over Bryce Young. I'm not. Because they, well, you can take Will Anderson and then you got those first-round picks you can trade back. How dumb would that be? You take the quarterback.
Okay, they have 12, that number 12 pick. So you could hope that Will Levis fell to you, and?
What?
That's what you're, yeah.
So you're going to take, remember, okay, Chicago got a GM fired because he had all these guys sitting right there in front of him. He saw Deshaun Watson mop the floor with Trubisky.
He did.
And what did he do?
Yep.
He traded draft picks to move up one spot to draft Mitchell Trubisky.
He did. Yep.
Sometimes, Skip, they overthink this.
They do.
It's just, time is running out on Caceres anyway, Skip. He fired Lovie Smith after 1 year. He fired David Culley after 1 year.
Yep.
And the Texans are 7-26-1 under him. And the quarterback is what? The issue. Ever since the situation that happened with Deshaun, they've been searching for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead and hey, Will Anderson is a phenomenal talent. Phenomenal. But I'm not taking a defender over a top quarterback. Zero. None.
Yet. You know Peter King.
Yes.
I really know Peter King. Mm-hmm. He is really good at what he does. And I know he's just speculating here, but he's doing it with knowledge, with research, with background, with gut feeling on what he's been told about Caserio's conservative nature, that if he doesn't love a quarterback at 2, and I can't even fathom how you wouldn't love one of those quarterbacks at 2, but Peter goes on to say he's not going to force it. He'd rather take this year's sure thing on the edge.
There's no such thing as a sure thing. There is no sure things. You're hoping that what you've seen on tape in the combine, it pans out. Skip, how many sure things have we seen not be sure once they got to the NFL? There are no sure things. No. It's like in horse racing, Bob Baffert, a good friend of mine. Yep. He said you breed the best to the best and you hope for the best. Yep. There are no guarantees. Seattle went for 13,000 in the Triple Crown. Some horses go for 2-3 million and don't win jack.
Yep, Mickey and Karen Taylor. I was there. So Slew came from nowhere.
Yeah. So
Jean Cruguet. Who knew?
So all this, it's a sure thing. It's a sure thing. Stop saying it's a sure thing. There are no sure things in sports.
No. Okay, is Will Anderson a sure thing? Because I keep seeing draft boards that say he's the best player in the draft regardless of position. Okay, gut feeling on Will Anderson. I watched a whole lot of Alabama football last year, in large part because I like Bryce Young. But I like watching Alabama. I like the receivers. I like the little running back who's going to go fairly high. And I watched a lot of Alabama's defense, and I didn't see Will Anderson pop enough. I just go on eye test. Did he flash? Did he grab my eyes? Did I say, oh, they can't block him? It came and went. He'd make a play here or there. Right. But I didn't see your basic unblockable.
Well, I think he had a better junior year than he had last year because they was paying more attention. Now, he jumped off your screen the previous year. He was the best college player, and he's still the best college player, Skip. But I'm going to take a guy that's going to produce the points. I believe that, Joe Burrow, Myles Garrett coming out, whoever your best defender that came out in the last several years, Joe Burrow's going number one. Trevor Lawrence going number one because they touch the ball every single time. You hope Myles Garrett can get a sack a game. 17 sacks, the likelihood, I think on a conservative estimate, most quarterbacks are going to throw at least one touchdown a game, maybe two.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so back to your point. This would be a monumental mistake because it would set back the Texans because Will Levis, I'm on the record, he's not that guy. Trust me, I've seen him enough. He's not that guy. He's not accurate enough. He doesn't have enough pocket poise. He's not in command of the position. He's got a nice arm, and that's all he's got. That's not how you win football games just because you have a big arm. Anthony Richardson, he won the combine. He won the track meet. He won his pro day. He ended it with a backflip. It's extraordinary to me that Anthony Richardson at 6'4", 244 pounds can backflip. I don't even know how to do it because when I've tried to backflip in my life, I can't do it. No. I can't even get close to
right.
And you're that huge of a human, and you can just backflip.
I'm backflipping in the pool. That's all I got for you.
All right, there you go.
The water go save me.
But quarterbacks don't have to backflip in games.
Yes.
And athleticism and all those measurables, that they don't win games at that position. And to your point, it is the position in football. So I'm more sold on Anthony Richardson than I'm on Will Levis. But I'm very sold on Bryce Young. And it sounds like the tea leaves are reading that C.J. Stroud is going to go to Carolina at 1. You're telling me the Texans would look Bryce Young right in the eye and say, no, let's take Will Anderson.
Yeah.
You can't. If you do that and you say, we'll get Will Levis at 12 or wherever you think you're going to get him, you're going to set back your franchise. You're going to ensure that the Houston Texans would remain the sorry Houston Texans, even though you have a bright, young, new head coach in DeMeco Ryans. It won't matter. It won't matter. He can't overcome the lack of quarterback.
Jacksonville says, please take Will Anderson.
Yeah, right. Well, there you go.
And if you look at everything in the AFC West, what did they started doing? They went out and started getting quarterbacks. Because the Chiefs had Patrick Mahomes. And we got defense. When the Broncos had Chubb and they had Von Miller, they still couldn't beat Kansas City because they couldn't score enough. No. And what did the Chargers go do? Hey, we got to compete somehow. They go draft Herbert. Mm-hmm. And what did the Broncos do? They go trade for Russell Wilson. Mm-hmm. And the Raiders, Carr. If you want to compete with those guys, a team that got a quarterback in your division, well, you better go get a quarterback that can score. Yep. Because the likelihood of you keeping him to 10 points while your pathetic offense only gets 7, 8 points, that ain't happening. Mm-hmm. You better go score 25, 30. That's how you beat Patrick Mahomes. What's the likelihood you going to hold him to 10 points? What's the likelihood? You see what Trevor Lawrence, he figured it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, but they got the receivers. They got a receiver coming that's better than any receiver already on their roster. Mm-hmm. Calvin Ridley is better than any receiver the Jags have.
Yep.
And that's what Trevor Lawrence is about to be throwing to.
That is a fact. Yep.
So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see how that works out for you.
Yep. No, you're right. When the smoke clears, Bryce Young's going to be a star at the next level. I don't care how little he is or this or that. He can just flat out throw it, feel it, sense it, read it, clutch it up. Mm-hmm. He's something now. He's a force to be reckoned with at, what do we call him?
5'10".
In an eighth, I guess, and maybe 200 pounds.
Yeah.
But he can move enough. He's mobile enough to make you pay and make you respect.
Right.
And then the big-time throws he made in tough situations.
Yeah.
He's legit. All you have to do is just watch the tape and tell me what you see, unless you think he's just too little to play, and I don't.
Right. Skip, there's a reason why they said, well, we're going on the offensive. Oh, they were on the defensive all day. Okay. You better have somebody that can produce a lot of points. Because that's how you win in this league, Skip. They don't allow you to play defense that's suffocating anymore.
Yeah.
They put you in space. You can't attack the quarterback. You can't hit the defenseless receiver.
Yeah.
You better go get you one of those guys.
Okay. See my team. 2 years ago, we go up to Mahomes up at Arrowhead.
Right.
And we hold him to 18, and you'd say that you should have a shot. My quarterback had the ball 12 times and scored 3 field goals.
Right.
And it was 18-9. We played a playoff game at San Francisco, and my defense held San Francisco to 19 points. That's pretty good. Under 20, you should have a shot.
Absolutely.
My quarterback scored 12.
Exactly.
Okay. It's not good enough.
Not.
Okay. Simple as that.
Right. You lost the year before the 49ers.
Yep.
What'd you was 23-16? 23-16. You scored 16 points.
All right.
You're going the wrong way, Skip. I don't know if you noticed that. 16, 12. I mean, next year probably be 9.
Yeah, but next year we're going to be holding teams to 12.
Whatever. Yeah, you still lose by 3. You know, at some point you got to score. You probably going to lead the league in interceptions too.
You think so? Yeah. We'll lead the league in takeaways, and we'll be just fine.
And giveaways. Yep. So you're going to be right there. You'll be +2.
We've led in takeaways 2 straight years.
2 straight years. And lost in the first round. How did I do that?
First round. Yeah.
How you do that?
It's called the premier position in all the sports. It's called quarterback.
Yeah.
It's called throwing it to the wrong team at the wrong time.
How's your quarterback?
Yeah. He's really good on occasion.
Back to the Texans, gentlemen. They have the most picks in the upcoming draft with 12, at least so far. We'll see if they make any
They'll
moves.
select 2 pointers and a kicker.
All right. Coming up next, Georgia defensive tackle Jalen Carter. Guys, do you think he's a lock to be a top 10 pick? He and his agent sure think so. That's next, right here on Undisputed.